Hello, this is Lay Luna, and I'm being called to do a reading for the collective out there. This is November, and I'm going to do just a quick reading for a November reading. If this resonates with you, that would be great. If it does not resonate with you, then it wasn't meant for you to read or have this reading for you. Alright, so I'm just going to pull an oracle card here to give me some type of guidance on what this reading is going to be about. Okay, and if you were called to this channel to watch this reading. Alright, so it looks like the card that we got was Indecision. Okay, and indecision, it can be several things, and most of the time when I see that the energy I'm getting from this is saying that you're being very indecisive. So for the month of November, there's a possibility that you need to stop and organize yourself, stay focused on a plan that you may have been wanting to do or achieve. You may be at a standstill point. You may be feeling like you're not sure if I should go right or left. Again, this is the indecision, so you're having a hard time making that choice. So for the month of November, I would recommend you staying focused, okay? But I'm going to pull some tarot cards on this oracle card, and we'll get deeper into the reading, all right? Okay, let me pull. Alrighty. Alright, bless the spirits. I said, you be with me and guide me and give me a clear reading for this reading. Bless the spirits. Yes, please, spirits, give me a reading. Give me a card for this oracle card that you've given me. Give me a few. Bless the spirits to me. Alright. I'm just being patient, waiting for my spirit guides, archangels, or ascended masters to push out a card here. And it is what it is whenever they are ready to. I know I just gotta be patient. Okay. Alrighty. Indecisions, and the one that turned over first was this one, and this is about teamwork. This is about healing. And this is about having too much to do, or actually having a burden of things carried upon you. Alright, so what I'm seeing here is that due to the nature of the reading here, and Spirit asked me to do a reading, I just pulled a card on, and it's talking about, being indecisive, not sure which path to go. And I feel like it could be because you've taken on a lot. But I find that you're very hopeful and very optimistic about the situation that you're in right now. It looks like it involves teamwork. Whatever effort you are putting into your this issue that you're being indecisive about, you are being recognized and being noticed. And I see that you're very hopeful and you're very optimistic about the future of this issue that you're having indecision about, being indecisive. I feel like you're carrying this indecisive issue, and you've been carrying it for quite a while, and maybe kind of becoming a kind of burden to you. You're probably like, just lay it down and be done with it. So let's just see if we can ask Spirit to give you some guidance on which path to take on this decision, okay? All right, bless the Spirit. Can you give us cards? Okay. Cards for Spirit you'd like to give us. Wow. Yeah. All right. Give me one more card, please. Bless the Spirit. One more card, please. Bless the Spirit. Okay. When it comes to making decisions, sometimes we have a spiritual side and an ego side. Sometimes our ego tells us to do one thing, our spiritual side does tell us to do nothing. And if you're not intuitive and don't trust your gut feeling, then I believe that you may let ego direct you, and sometimes direct you down the wrong path. And you want to go down the right path. And right now, we are getting to where you may be not wanting to trust your gut feeling. Because right now, I feel like that you're, whatever this decision is, you're going to do it no matter what. I feel like you're going to be sneaky about it. And I feel like you might be, no matter whose toes you step on, you're going to achieve this victory. Yes, you will be victorious over this decision you have to make, the decision you're making right now. But I feel like you're going to be stepping on and making some type of sneaky decisions, or laying low or laying under the radar where they can't see you making these decisions. You're going to be like kind of sneaking right in there. And so that's what I'm getting from this. Let me see if I can get more cards on possible outcome. Wow. Talk about swords. Okay, first of all, before I go any further, all of these are swords. This is about analytical thinking. This is about before you make this choice, obviously, the choice that you have, and I do believe it's involving a group of people, and you're being, they're noticing you and your work, and you're being very hopeful and optimistic about it, but you're holding on to a lot of things like that's burdening you. And because of that, I feel like you're just going to take the easy way out, or you're wanting to take the easy way out. And I'm going to tell you right now, in doing so, I will pull more cards, but in doing so, I feel like if you do that, you can win this, but you're going to hurt people on the way doing it. And you have this, again, when I say hurting people on the way, you have this where it's going to affect you if you do it that way. Again, there is an ego choice and there is a gut feeling choice, or a spiritual choice, and I believe that you should always follow your spiritual choice. I'm not ego, but because I find that when you do this, if you make the decision, try to find the easy way out, and you want to be victorious in this issue, I agree. I think you should be successful in it, but I feel like you're going to hurt people in the long run making this choice. I also see that you're going to be fretting over it, and it's going to stress you out. It's going to worry you if it's not already stressing you out. But I do see this is going to come to an end. This cycle is ending. This is not going to be very long. So this is more of an ego way of trying to get through this decision that you're trying to make. I feel like, I feel like somebody's going to be sneaky, or you're going to be like slipping right in there and doing it really quick and no matter who you step on or who you hurt in the process, you will be victorious over it, but it will not leave you feeling good about it at all. You won't feel good at all about it. No. And again, it's funny because this is all about thoughts. This is all in your head. And again, I feel like this is ego. So I'm going to ask Best of Spirits, if you can give us a spiritual path for this person to take to this right decision making. You're given 2 paths. Okay. Okay. Spiritual path, be creative. And is there another card, Blessed Spirit? Is there another card, Blessed Spirit? Here's the truth here for the collective. Whoever's watching this video, I pray this is for them. Okay. Alright, so when I'm looking at this right off the bat, now I find that this is going to be it's all about ego, about in your head. And sometimes ego is not always the best way of going. Sometimes slower is better. But I find that right now on the spiritual side, when I ask Spirit to give me a better path for you, looks like you might be wanting to take the easy path, but this will be a better path for you. If you want this, whatever decision you're working at right now, and you're being very indecisive, and you feel like you're in a stagnant situation, or you're at a standstill, just know that being independent and being secure the choice that you make. When you make this choice, I want you to make sure that this is exactly what you want to do. It feels right. Because if you are fretting over it like this, if you're worried and fretting, it's not right. It's not the right path. Because Spirit will never lead you to make you feel that way. But it shows you that will end. That if you take the path in which you're going to be sneaky about it and taking the quick way out, stepping on toes to get there, that will not last long. It will end. It won't be a very successful. It will be successful in the beginning, but it will not last long. But then I asked them if you can give another path, and they just want you to be very independent thinking. They want you to be creative also in this choice that you're making decision. They also want you to use your gut feeling, your intuition. They want to know if it feels good, and it sounds good, and it looks good. Then it most likely is going to be good. But if it feels bad and you're sneaking, it's not good, okay? In the situation or the issue that you are trying to make a choice on. In this path here, it shows that you will be abundantly happy, that you will get control over your finances or a stability in life or a family life. And I'm not sure if this decision is about money, but I do believe it has to do with stepping up in life, maybe a career. That's what I'm feeling here, a career. I don't believe this is about about relationship at all. And I don't believe this is about health. I do believe that this is about being victorious and maybe being successful. But you have two choices to make. You have an ego choice, you have a spiritual choice. And I believe that you should obviously take the highest, the good route, which would be your spiritual choice. So to become this independent, self-assured, financially secured, self-serving, self-satisfying, then you need to take this route here. And I suggest that you need to be very creative in your move. You need to take in your gut instinct to an account. You will be successful. You'll be able to get the control over the situation. And I find that this is going to be it may seem chaotic at some times, but this is going to be a very fast-moving, successful choice if you take this, not the ending choice. Because if you take the choice with ego, you're going to end up having to have a ending to this path. This path can go on. And I'm going to pull some cards here to see exactly what outcomes for each one of these might possibly be, okay? All right, Blessed Spirit, can you please give me an outcome for the ego path to take when a person making a choice in this decision that they have? Please, Spirit, can you give me the correct cards for their outcomes? Let's see what he threw down here. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Well, the outcome, I feel like after starting this, if you take this choice here with the ego choice, and you are taking the easy way out, and I'm saying by being sneaky, getting in there and stepping on people's toes to step over them to get to this successful situation you're wanting, you're going to be fretting over this. There's people you're going to be hurting you're not going to want to hurt, but just going to eat at you, and this cycle will end. The outcome will show that you will be moving on. And a possible moving on past this strong family foundation that you may be wanting to occur. And also the new start. So yes, you can go this route, but this will not last long. You will be moving on very quickly, and it looks like you'll be moving on past the family, the strong foundation that you want to build for yourself for future. And it's also the initiation of it all. It won't last very long. This is like a very beginning, so it will not last very long at all. Let me see about spiritual here. The gut feeling path. Is there any outcome that we can expect for this spirit, for the outcome of this taking the spiritual way? Absolutely great. And then another card, Blessed Spirit, that you'd like to provide for this reading for taking the highest good path into the situation. Put in the follow your gut feeling. Okay. Very good. Okay. You got a king, you got a king. You got all, okay, just so you know, right off the bat here, if you take your gut feeling and the instinct feeling and taking, being creative and putting your own effort into it, but for good, but for always for the good, and be creative and be intuitive and follow your gut feelings, and trust that if it feels good, then it's the right way. But if you're having nagging feelings about the decision, do not go that route. Take the other route, because you will be prosperous, and it may seem chaotic because you'll be. When I say chaotic, things might come at you real fast, and that's okay, because right here the outcome is showing that you got the King of Wands, which is he is an entrepreneur. He is the king of his throne. He has control over his finances in that stable life. He knows how to be an entrepreneur and be out there a go-getter. He knows how to create, being very creative. And then you have the Emperor, and the Emperor is about ambition, about strength, about organization. He's about being firm, and he's being about grounded. He is not about emotions. So if you take this route, you will have a strong, firm foundation that will continue on. There is no ending in this reading, but there is an ending in the one that you take if you follow ego and just trying to be successful and not caring who you hurt, whose toes you step on, who because obviously it's going to affect you, but it won't last long. This route won't last long. Your success will not last long if you take ego's route. that if you take your spiritual route or the highest good route, I promise you that you have a great outcome coming to you. Okay? Let me pull an oracle card and see what we can do about adding to this. Blessed spirits, can you give me some guidance on the beautiful outcome of the highest good and spiritual path that you have provided here? Saying that you will definitely submerge yourself into the issue. Whatever the issue is, you're going to submerge yourself. You're going to become part of it. So definitely follow your intuition. Is there anything else? Blessed spirits. Is there anything else? Okay, something flipped over. And breaching. All right. So again, following the path, you have two choices here: ego or spiritual, or your intuition. If you follow the intuition, which is always for your good, I find that you're going to put your effort, you can put yourself into this situation, into this project that you're going to be doing, and you're going to come out bursting out. You're going to be like the well is breaching the ocean. So that means you're going to successfully come out. You're going to flourish. You're going to be really great. You're going to burst out and become very successful if you take this route. Okay? So I hope this was helpful to anybody out there who is stuck on a decision to make. There's always a pathways to take. There's always a good and the bad. And obviously this is about being burdened by a choice you're trying to make. You're being very hopeful and optimistic about whatever this choice is, but you have two paths to take. One is your ego, and one is spiritual. One is going to end very quickly once you start it. You will be successful in it, but one is going to end. One will end as soon as you start it, because you won't be successful very long. You are going to hurt people in the way of doing this one. But over here on the second one, when you're spiritual, you're going to be successful. You're going to be that well that breaches that water. You're going to burst forth. You're going to become very successful in this journey. Okay? So I hope this helped you out. And we will try to do this again next week also. But this is for the month of November. So this is something you got to work on yourself and make the right path, take the right path, make the right choice. All about choices if you want to be successful. All right? Well, I thank you very much for your time. And this is again Lady Luna. And I hope to be reading for you again next month. Thank you.